I'm tired. I don't feel like dealing with this. I don't feel like doing an assignment. I don't feel like doing this. So are you working full time and pursuing your education full time? I know all about that. And if you're interested in hearing my personal experience with that, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Melanie, and you are watching Core Inspirations, a channel designed with social work students and professionals in mind. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because that's the only way we're going to grow our social work tribe. So getting right into it, today I'm going to be giving you 6 tips in regards to my personal experience that helped me to excel in pursuing my social work degree. So I was pursuing my education in regards to my undergraduate degree. I was working at the Department of Social Services, and I was working as a human specialist 1, and processing government programs, welfare programs, determining eligibility, and it was a very fast-paced work environment, and we had very aggressive goals and deadlines that we had to meet within the program. If anyone is ever versed in government, you know that the policies and the different demands of the job is ever changing, and you have to be able to, change along with that and to meet quotas and meet demands. And that can be very challenging just by itself, just having the job alone. But when you're working and then you add in school on top of that, and you're going full time for both, yeah. It can be a lot. It can be a lot, but you can do it. You definitely can do it, because if I can do it, I know that's a cliche thing. If I can do it, you can do it. But you have to be strategic about it. And I'm not going to lie, there were times that I felt like, hey, I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't feel like dealing with this. I don't feel like doing an assignment. I don't feel like doing this. I know so well about how that feels. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be sharing 6 tips today just to be able to let you know that you definitely can do it. So if you are at that place where you're working full time and you don't have it in your means to go to school full time without having to work, I totally understand that. But you're still wanting to pursue your education full time, I get that. So let's get right into these tips. Tip number 1, choosing a method of organization. So organization looks differently for different people. I definitely would say to find a method of organization that works for you. Organization in regards to your job duties, your job assignments, your job tasks, roles, duties, deadlines. Become way more organized, because right now you have to be very mindful of your time, useful of your time. Whereas if you have time to get things done ahead of time on your job, if you can get more done within that hour of time, and you may not have to come back in and do overtime or do this or do that, go ahead and get that stuff done now. And if you're working from Monday to Friday, that is to your benefit if you're going to school, if you don't have to go to school on the weekends. But if you are working, I'm not sure if you're working just a Monday to Friday, but depending on your schedule, when you have some availability time. I say write out your schedule, look at your hours that you're working, and look and see what other ways that you can fine tune to get more organized. Because being more organized at work and then being more organized at school is really going to be beneficial to you in the long haul. I say look at your schedules, look at your assignments. You have syllabus, so you know what's upcoming, you know what's expected of you. If you can work in advance, that's going to be beneficial to you. Sometimes you feel like it may be too much to do, but in the long haul, the longer you go, you can sometimes experience burnout. And if you've already, been proactive trying to get that assignment in on time, or at least started on portions of it or big bulks of the assignment, it helps to do it little by little and not having to cram everything in at the last minute. Now, sometimes realistically, you may not always be able to do that, but it's okay. Find time to organize your personal life, your job life, and your school life. And even for, you're just gonna have to make sure that you're organized and you're being very intentional about how you spend your time, okay? And the next tip, managing your time. Time management is really, really going to be really important. So after you organize and you went through and you're able to see, okay, I have time here, I have time there, you're seeing the slots. I would say to organize your time in regards to setting a particular time when you're going to study. That may require a particular time, a particular day that you're going to study, a particular time that you're going to dedicate to work. And I know if your work is mainly Monday to Friday, or if it's more consecutive days and you're going to school, then prioritize that. But set time where you have availability to study. Set time and know these times. Even if you have to, this is what I used to do. I used to go and get just those little, big old poster boards. You can get them at Walmart, you can get them at the dollar store, you can get them at Dollar General, or whatever store those carry those inexpensive poster boards. And I would write it out. I would get a big old board and I would chart out my availability and my time slot. So that way I had to come accustomed to knowing my availability. So maybe a Tuesday from 3 to 5, I already know, well, that's not a good example. So I already know from Tuesday from like 6 to 9, I'm studying and doing homework. And I can't allow anybody to mess with me around that time. I can't worry about anything other than what I need to do from 6 to 9. I may have to, meal prep previously, do other things, but I know from 6 to 9, I may have to meal prep. I may have to go to the grocery store early. I may have to, cook in a crock pot. I may have to tell my mom I'll call her back after this time. You have to do what you have to do. Going to school full time and working full time is no joke. And you have to be very, very intentional about how you spend your time. I may have said that before, but it's really worth repeating. But time slots has really helped me to be able to see, because a lot of times it's almost like, I don't have the time. Feel like you just don't have the time to really get things done, but you do. When you get organized and when you write out those time slots and time frames of your availability, assign studying, assign assignments, assign what you're going to do. Decide on what you're going to do with your time and what works best for you. And I think you'll find yourself saying, hey, I do have time to do this. And I'm not going to say that you're always able to meet that, but if you can always have that to kind of get back on track whenever you feel like you may be falling off of it. But time slots and time frames are essential to your progress within your program and at work. Next, I would tell you to really identify where your support lies. If it's your spouse, if it's your children, if it's your girlfriend, if it's your mother, if it's your parents, if it's your siblings, I would definitely tell you to identify support systems, because though you are working full time and though you are going to school, you're definitely going to need to be able to have someone, and it may even be a member of your class, a member of your class where you can have someone that really can kind of understand, where you're from, like really understand, all the different responsibilities that comes along with working and going to school full time. But really establish those support systems, because you're going to be needing them. As much as you're wanting to do things on your own, sometimes we need the support of our family members or anybody that's going to be able to help us along the way, to kind of give us those encouraging words, to just let us know like you can do this, even though you feel like sometimes you can't because of the work can be so overwhelming at work, and the work from school can also be overwhelming. And having those two systems together can really be a bit much. So definitely identify and establish your support systems. And I say render support to others and let them render support to you, because you will need that in the long run. So we already know going to school full time and working full time is going to require sacrifice. Sacrifice of your time, sacrifice of doing things that you would love to do, social life, really having a personal life that you would normally be with family and friends, events, functions, different, celebrations. But I would definitely say, though it's a sacrifice, I would say to be intentional about what events you can attend and what events you can't. So if you have someone in your family, or if you have a lot of, big family members and they always are consecutively doing things, you can't make all 7 of those events, but you can make maybe 3, or you can make maybe 2 of the big events, So though there are sacrifices that we must make along the way, I would definitely say be intentional about, the sacrifices that you're making. You may not be able to do everything, but there's some things that you can do. So just know that. And being able to be organized, you can schedule those events out if there are big events and you know ahead of time, because you definitely being in being in school, whether that's undergrad or grad school, and you have different events that's going to be going, you're definitely going to have to know that ahead of time, because you have to work that in with your work life and you have to work that in with your school life. So that, though you love your family members, though you love your friends, the priority in your life is working in school now. So it's not so much that, you don't care. It's just that you have to be mindful about planning things ahead of time in advance, so that way it doesn't hinder your studies or it doesn't hinder your work. And another tip that I definitely will say is that you have to find balance. I know a lot of times people say they don't have work-life balance or school-life balance, but you may have to balance, you may have to align whichever one fits for you. You have to be able to, balance everything out. So yes, you have work demands and work requirements. Yes, you have school demands and school requirements, but you also are a person as well. And if you always work mode and always school mode, it can be really, really overwhelming and things can get hectic real quick. So I say balance that out. And when you get breaks, take breaks. I need you to go to the store. Do what? Oh, by the way, can you do this? I'm on break. I am on break. Be very mindful about your break. Take it very serious. And sometimes you just want to be able to do what relaxes you. If that's going to get your nails done, if that's going to get your feet done, if that's going to read a book, going out to the movies, catching up on some social time with your family and friends, or just having you time. It's up to you. It's all about how you do it, but definitely find balance. So hopefully all those tips have helped you. Sharing with you my experiences that helped me to be able. Those were things in undergrad that really helped me to be successful in obtaining my BSW. So hopefully it was beneficial to you. But let me know. Are you working full time? Are you going to school full time? How is that working for you? Comment below and let me know. But thank you so much for watching.